Okay, so let's give more, and we'll start our session.
Nice. We have some people here on chat. Abbas, hello Abbas, Nelson, Luna. We have already 11 participants with us of 3 here. Davidson is here with us, Diego, Farha, Lacuba. Welcome everyone. Today we're gonna boost your profiles. You can't wait for it. Victor is here with us as well. Welcome, welcome everyone.
Would you like to share your screen, João? To share the presentation?
Yeah, I will. I was just waiting for the minutes so then we can start the presentation for everyone. You think we must wait one more minute, Carlos?
Yeah, let's give one more minute, and then the show is with you guys. Help out in case you need me in anything, but I'll be here just listening and watching this great session. Okay.
Great. Thanks. So I'm gonna start presenting my screen. Let's see if you guys can see it well. You give me a feedback.
Perfect, we can see it. Thanks, Joel.
Can you see it well?
Yeah.
Good. You can see it well. So guys, have a great session. I'll be here in the back office.
Okay, Carlos, thank you for introducing this event. Thank you, Rocio, for being here on stage with me. Me and Rocio, guys, for you that don't know, we both work together, right, Rocio?
Yeah, sure. We work together to improve your profile so that we can present it to the clients. We're gonna give you like a short introduction of what we do. So we are the profile enhancement team, and we help to. Can you mute yourself, Joel?
Oh, sorry.
There's a moment. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. So we will help your profiles. I mean, all of the profiles go through the profiles enhancement team, and we make sure that your profiles follow the same format so that we can present it to the client, and also that they are complete and that at least 3 projects are mentioned with the technology that you want to get ready to match. So all of the profiles go through our team, and we make sure that they're ready so that they can be presented to the clients and that you can get matched.
Yes, exactly. Many people don't know about this, but we kind of have this standard formattation for the profiles because we work with American clients and usually they need to go straight to the point. So what we do, we literally improve your profile. We get it beautiful, like a piece of art. Right, Rocio?
Sure. We make sure that it's ready and good grammar, no spelling mistakes, functional links.
Yeah, and it's very important when we, from Profile Enhancement Team, when we reach out to you developers after editing this profile, it's very important for you to go take a look, read everything, put more information if you think it makes sense to get even better, okay? So let's go to the agenda points.
Sure. So we will see step by step what we will need to do in order to complete our profile and that it is presentable so that it looks good to the clients. So first we have to complete the work survey. Are we going to go step by step or should I just mention them as well?
Yeah, let's just mention them and then we go explaining each step.
Okay, so the first step is complete a work survey. Then you will upload your resume in English, so your PDF resume. Then you will complete your profile with your work experience. You'll add your English proficiency. You will update your availability status in case you're available to take jobs immediately or not. And you will add your hourly rate or expected salary, update your skills and the technologies, and build your turn resume, which is the way we are.
Exactly. This is the recipe for the success. A perfect profile has all of this very complete. And if you guys want to be the successful profiles, you need to pay attention in all of these points that we're going to explain each by each, okay? Let's see if I am in the right presentation here because Rocio just sent me here a reminder that this might not be the correct one. But no worries, all the information that we told you so far are accurate. Rocio, can you send me the link here? Do you have the correct one?
Sure, give me a...
Sorry for this, guys. A little bit of technical issues here. There are so many presentations that I do here in these events. We have so many tips that sometimes I get confused with them. But all fine, all fine. This is it to host a live event. Let's see if now you can see the correct one. Is this one, Rocio?
Sure, that's it.
Yeah, sorry guys. I was in the Turing Run Cup event, but it's another event that I also host. But this is the one. So build a competitive developer resume. Let's start talking about looking for jobs. Rocio, what do developers need to do when they are looking for a job?
So we're all here because we're looking for a remote opportunity to work with clients from the US, wherever we want in the world. So we're all looking for the same thing. So we want to show our skills to the clients so that we can make sure that we get a job. So let's see where do we start? Where do we start building our resume? What do we do first? You can go to the next slide.
Oops, sorry. Okay, so this is the correct agenda for this event, sorry. The stages of your resume, you must have the best practices during this resume builder, what clients will see, takeouts, and then what comes next. We start uploading the PDF resume, right, Rocio?
Sure. So the first step, upload your PDF CV or resume in English. So make sure it is in English and make sure it is a PDF file. Why a PDF file and not a Word file? Because a PDF file is much more comfortable for us and also for the client to open. And also it is less likely to get any changes when you open it. I mean, if you open a Word document, it can suffer from some changes, like some mistakes. You can delete some information, even if you don't want to, like accidentally. So it is much better if you upload a PDF resume and make sure that it's in English, because our clients are from the US, so they need to have it in English. Everything is to be in English.
And they need to know that you can build your own work history in English. You need to know how to tell about your experiences in English, okay? You must set your bio on your profile as well. And it's very important to set your bio with all the most important information. I'm sorry, Rocio, did you want to point anything else about uploading your PDF resume? All of tips are done here.
No, that's okay. Let's continue.
Okay, so setting your bio. What is important here in the bio? You must write a short phrase about you, okay? It's the first thing that the client will read about yourself. So you must have like 3 to 5 sentences, okay? You must input, first of all, the years of experience and your specialization, the technologies you handle best, and then your soft skills, team player, communicator, problem solving, this kind of informations. I just am not sure if I am running too fast here, and we have more explanations in slides here. Let me just, we're gonna go one by one here, telling all the steps about setting your bio. Go on, Rocio.
Yeah, now, in order to set our bio, we need to upload a profile picture. So let's play a little game, and you will tell me which profile picture you think you would upload, or it's better to upload to your Turing resume, the right one or the left one. So we can see in the right one, the guy has some glasses. It's a bit like the lighting is not that good. You can't see his eyes that well. And in the left one, he's a bit more professional. Like you can see his face clearly. So which one do you think? I can see that you say left. So yeah, of course, you're right.
Yeah, Roberto, Farha, and Milton answered left, and you were right, of course. You can see this right one. It's more a casual picture. It's a picture that maybe you would post on Facebook or Instagram, but not necessarily on Turing profile, okay? Okay, so this is the next. Can you see the difference between these two bios here? Can you read, Rocio? Is it visible to you? Because for me, it's a little bit small here. Are you able to read?
It's a bit small, but we can see that there are two different summaries. Like, first of all, we have on the left the name written all in caps lock, in capital letters, and we have a short introduction of 2 sentences. And it says innovative DevOps engineer, eager, enthusiastic. Okay, best practice seeker, and Google something. So it's really short. It is not that specific about what the developer does. Like, it doesn't say which technologies the developer uses, for example, how many years of experience he has working on these technologies. But on the right one, we have
DevOps engineer with 5 years of experience, well versed in VPC, EC2, S3, CloudWatch, RDS, ECS, for something, code pipeline, code deploy, Route 54, Lambda, and many more. Experience in architecting deployment in the AWS cloud. So you can see if the client just take a look at this, he will already know all of tech stacks and informations most valuable to really identify what kind of candidate is this, what are the skills that this guy has. Right, Rocio?
Sure. So in this case, which would be the correct option, like say, or the more suitable option to write in your bio? The right one or the left one?
Which one of these two you think it's more clear and the developer will have like more visibility to the client? Yeah, you're right, Farha. We are making their lives very easy, explaining everything before asking them to vote. let's do the next one, just giving small orientations, and let's see if they will get it right. Yeah, you were right. So we are in an easy level of quiz. So as you could see, to set your bio, you must use, for example, 3 to 5 sentences. Okay, you're starting with your specialization, years of experience, best skills and stacks, soft skills, and of course, a nice profile picture. If you guys have a note or take a screenshot of this is the structure that we wait for your bio on our profile, okay?
Exactly. Some tips is that you don't go beyond 5 sentences. Like 3 to 5 sentences is enough. And in 3 to 5 sentences, you can say a lot about your experience and your expertise. And you make sure to mention the technology that you have experience working, or also the technology or the areas where you would like to work as well. So introduce yourself, say the years of experience, and some soft skills, but don't talk about personal information like hobbies or what you like to do on the weekends. Just leave that for social media as well. And concentrate on your experience, years of experience, and areas where you would like to work. So short, precise.
Yeah, very short. As we were saying, the soft skills are not the most important things in this description, okay? So you must leave to the end and just maybe mention 2 of them. For example, soft skills are communication, team player, problem solving, challenge motivated, easy learning, self-taught. All these things are soft skills, are characteristics about your personality, about your behavior mostly, okay? So you don't need to spend many lines talking about this. Focus on your specialization, years of experience, skills, stacks, and these soft skills to the end. Right, Rocio?
Sure, and also avoid using first personal pronouns. Like as you can see in the example, you can say optimistic software engineer with 4 years of hands-on experience in that area. So there's no need to add like I am a software engineer. Like you can avoid personal pronouns.
You just said something that's very important, and I want you all 12 participants that are here with us now to pay attention on this. The profile and the resume is a document, a page that will talk about yourself as a third person. So everything written in the whole profile must be in third person. It's the profile that is talking about you. For example, Rocio is a professional that so every time you are gonna say something, you say it in third person. In the bio, in the description, and also more ahead that we will talk about the projects and your work experience. Everything you will avoid first person. Never say, I did this, I did that. Always say, did this, realized this, accomplished this, and this goes on. Okay? Is it clear, Rocio?
Sure, amazing tip. Yeah, that's great. So try to avoid personal pronouns. That would be like the main thing as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if we go to the next slide, what do we have?
Post your projects.
Okay, that's the next step. After we set up our bio, upload our resume and our profile picture, now we can talk about our work experience. So we start posting our best project.
Yeah. Some tips that we must follow when we post these projects. So sometimes we have people with many projects since 1997. I worked in 35 companies for 2 years in each one. Just kidding. But many times there are professionals with many experiences, and what we advise, try to choose maybe your 3 best hands-on projects. Otherwise, your profile will be too long and the clients will be tired to read everything. So maybe if you have many profiles, choose the 3 best ones, okay, 3 or 4, up to you, and focus on your latest work, what you actually did, your role in the project. Okay, don't spend much lines talking about the product by itself, but what you did. The focus of this profile is to talk about you, for the company to understand what were your activities, not exactly the features of the platform or the features of the application that you did develop. Each model of the application, don't use much words in these descriptions to talk about the product, but about your contribution to the project. This is a valuable tip, right, Rocio?
Sure, that's like the most amazing tip that you can get is talk about your tasks, like what you did to build that application or that website, like what your daily activities were, like what technology did you use, how did you use those technologies. Like it's important to, as Joao well said, like not to add that many information about the final product and the application and the features of the application, but it is more important to add a lot of information about your activities, how you contributed to the project. And this is also helpful in case you have a non-disclosure agreement about the project and you can't discuss that sensitive data about the project. You can always talk about your activities, which is what is the most important in all of the projects. Either you have a non-disclosure agreement or not. It is more important that you talk about your contribution and the technologies you use and how you use them. So try to concentrate on action verbs. So action verbs will guide you through what you have to write, like develop this app, like work with this technology and build this, like try to concentrate on action verbs and then you will be on the right path. And as Joao well said, our key number here in Turin, as you can see, is 3, because you have to post 3 best hand-on projects or 3 more recent projects, and you have to mention 3 technologies that you use, at least 3 technologies, and you have to mention them at least 3 times. So you tag them and mention at least 3 technologies 3 times in 3 projects.
And then you will ask, wow, but João, Rocio, what is it for? Why do I need to repeat many times the information? Guys, you need to understand that our clients, they have a pool of developers to choose. They have many options and many profiles to read, and they don't have much time. So they will read your profile very fast. So if you put the informations in evidence, they will remember. When you have repetitive informations, they will easily reach out to that information in your profile, and we remember that you is the guy that knows Python, that you knows machine learning or anything like this. So every time you will explain the skills you used in each project, you must mention these skills inside the text and also add the tags of the skills, okay? Remember, a tip. This is a tip that we never gave to anyone before. One thing that we always do when we are editing profiles and we sometimes need to finish the description of the project, we summarize all the tags inside the project description. Even knowing that we will add the tags of the name of that skills, we also put in the last line of the project description, for example, tags used, Python, machine learning, AWS, artificial intelligence, anything. No. So you just summarize in the end of your project description all the tags that you used in that project. And then you add the skill tags as well. Rocio, am I clear with this explanation? Did you think they will get what I'm saying?
Sure. I mean, it is important to mention the technology you used. If you think you can't reach 3 because, I don't know, you're out of ideas of how to mention those technologies, you can add a final line at the end of the project saying like, all the technologies that you use, all the frameworks that you work on. So you can summarize all the technologies in like 1 or 2 lines. But it is, I mean, it will be, the profile or the project will look more complete if you actually concentrate a bit more on the technologies and say, like, talk a bit more about what you did. And I want to answer this question that we have here. Can we mention self-projects that we have done individually and not in industry projects? Of course, when we talk about experience, we don't say company experience. We say experience in general. So you can say in which companies.
Hands-on experience, right, Rocio?
Of course, hands-on experience. And you can talk about projects that you worked on individually, and you can add them under the headline freelance experience, for example. And then you can talk about personal projects that you work on. So if you don't have enough experience working with companies, that's okay. And also you can add several projects inside one company. So it doesn't have to be 3 different companies. Like you can have just one and like 3 different projects under one company. So that's no problem.
Good question, Farha. I just wanted to point out something that I talked previously about repetitive informations. When I say this, please note, I am saying this based on like the thing that the client will read fast your profile and the client must remember easily. It's like a mental thing. If he will see many times that information, he will remember. But I'm not saying that you must put repetitive phrases on your profile. Please be aware of this. Never copy and paste the same informations, okay? You can't repetitive the phrases, just the name of the skill sometimes. Let's go to the quiz now and spot the difference between these 2 names of roles. The first name of the experience is founder, CTO, infrastructure, DevOps engineer. And the down option here is infrastructure, DevOps engineer. For our clients that are hiring, do you think they will hire founders, CTOs, infrastructure, DevOps engineer, or it will be better for them if they see experiences with this title, infrastructure, DevOps engineer? What would you guess, the up or the down here? Answer in the chat. Down.
Maybe this one is more tricky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you are right, Roberto. So our clients are not looking for founders, for CTOs. It will be better if you put titles in your experiences, in your roles, like related to things that our clients might be looking for. Okay. So you can always say something in different words. For example, CEO, CTO. You can put like tech manager, tech leader sometimes. This is something, it won't show that you were like a CTO, but it's okay. This is not to give you like prizes. It's just to get you a job, okay?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's amazing that you were founders and CTOs. That's amazing. But what we're looking here in the resume and for clients to see, it's your hands-on role and your hands-on experience. And founder is not a hands-on role. Like it is more important to concentrate on your role in the project, like in the project, were you a DevOps engineer? Where did you work as a backend engineer, as a front-end engineer, full stack developer? Like those kind of roles are the ones that our clients look for. So hands-on roles, it's more important. And also there's another detail that I don't know if you have noticed, but there's the name of the company written differently in the 2 roles there, and the one on top and then the one.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's written here, Stark Industries. Can you see? Stark, all in capital, and Stark, just with the first letter in capital. Yeah, this is also to point out. You must write the name of the things like in a normal way, just with the first letter in capital. Of course, yes. Exceptions when we have like, see, how can I say this, Rocio?
Like when you have acronyms, of course, or if the original name of the company is written all in capital letters, like the official name of the company is all in capital letters, then you can leave it in capital letters, of course. But if not, then you just stick to the original name. And in English, not only for companies, but also for all of the other words that you write in your resume, like your roles or your roles as well. You write only the first letter in capital letter and the other ones in lowercase letters.
Good. Okay, now talking about this profile, go through it, Rocio.
So here we have two different descriptions, project descriptions. The one on the left is a bit shorter. I can see that it's a bit general. It says DevOps engineer, handling production workloads, day-to-day DevOps related activities. It's pretty general. And on the right one, we have a more detailed explanation.
Yeah, and just pointing something about this one as well is that you just go through the profile and read like the first letters of the thing. You can't really understand what do they say. Look, core DevOps, day-to-day infrastructure deployment. You like kind of difficult know what did this guy do in this project, you know? And when you compare to the other one, go ahead, Lucio.
Sure, this one is a bit more, it's longer as we can see, and it's a bit more detailed. Like we have a first sentence of what the product was and the name of the product, and then we have some kind of bullet points with verbs like worked, built and improved application, DevOps automation, scripting, using this technology. So we can see a more detailed explanation of the activities that this person did, let's say, and which technologies this person used.
Exactly. Annabella is asking, for example, IBM for the names of the company. Yeah, for example, IBM, for example, HBO, things like this. But yeah, and Rocio, we also must improve even more this description here, right? Because we also have some names here not starting with action verbs. We will update these slides later and get it even better. But we would recommend you always to start in the beginning. You can use a phrase to simply describe the product, like in 2 lines, not more than this, and then you start your bullet points with action verbs, explaining directly what did you do and with the name of the skills, right?
So, which one is the most suitable one here to upload your resumes? I mean, we already made it pretty clear, but
yeah.
You can say the right one or the left one, or which one. Okay.
Yeah, Farha, you are right. You are here with us. Right. Very good. These other difference here, look, can you see quickly taking a look and see the difference between these two? We have here like divided in a short description and then some bullet points. And this one is just a full text. Which one is easier to read? It's easier to understand what's going on here. Yes, Davidson, you were right. The right one, the left one. Yeah, sorry. You were talking about the last slide, probably.
Yeah.
This one, as you can see, the left one has the bullet points, a short description like that. You just go through it and understand what's going on. This one, you need to be very attentive and read carefully to understand what's going on here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So a tip, here are tips, what to consider when writing projects. So let's start with bullet points, first of all, and let's start the sentences with action verbs. Trying to avoid using personal pronouns. As you saw in the example, none of them had personal pronouns like I build this application or my application. So we avoid personal pronouns and we go straight to action verbs. That's a tip, because that's more, like as Joao said, it's easier for the client to see what you actually did and to follow the text like really fast. Like the client is not going to read 100% of every single word that you wrote. It's going to concentrate on action verbs and the technologies. So he's going to just scan your resume most likely, unless, they can have a, So do you want to continue, Joao?
Yeah. So also exemplify your hard skills. Okay, so every time you all text skills that you used, you must mention in these descriptions. And it's very important to add links if you have links for it. And this is important because if you have a link that's not working, don't add it. Okay, the link it's not to show that, oh, it's true, it had a link sometime. No, the link it's for the client to access the link to see what you have done. If the link that you input there is not working, just don't put it. If you have a valid link, put there the link and also a screenshot of the project, okay?
Sure. Another tip to write in projects is to concentrate about on your hard skills and your hands-on contribution to the project, and not that much about your personal growth. I mean, it is amazing that you learned how to use this technology during that project and that you grew as a professional, but that doesn't need to be detailed in the project. In the project, what is important is, as we already mentioned several times, hands-on contribution, not about personal contribution. So hands-on action verbs to say what you did on the project. And about the link.
If one of your tasks during the project was to research for a new technology to be applied in that particular feature that you are implementing, and you spent much time of your work in that project, like researching for this new technology to implement, then you can eventually add a bullet point saying research the new technology to implement in this new feature, for example, okay? But not like this project helped me because it was my first experience working in Python, and then I became a very better professional like this. No, okay? Got the feeling?
Exactly, that's a good example. I think we have more examples now coming.
Let's see. Next. So, would you rather this outcome saying produce a fast and lightweight solution with one skill, DevOps, and the right outcome, saying, after being partially destroyed by Ultron, upgraded Jarvis to be given physical form as Vision, has generated 700% ROI for the enterprise, and has won many commemorative medals by the US military. This AI, designed by Iron Man and Nda Van Dyne, has been the most successful and powerful in the market, and that added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tag skills. Which outcome you think it shows better the impact that the project had in the company, the left or the right one? This one is not that easy, right?
So this is talking about the project. Like after we write about what we did in the project, we have a separate section to write about the outcome of the project.
Exactly.
So the right one.
Oh, you were right, guys. Correct, exactly. As you can see, we can see here, for example, has generated 700% of ROI. It was most successful and powerful in the market. So these are informations very important. Usually an outcome, it's important to show numbers, to show percentages of improvements and increasements. Mark on your mind these two valuable words, improvements, increasements, percentage of increasement. How did you get impacted the company with the project that you developed? What was the impact of your project? The positive impact. And sometimes we have projects that they don't have that much positive project, and it's a little bit boring for clients when they read this project was a total failure and it was not approved by the client. So if you had a project that you really want to mention in the profile, but it was a failure in the end, try to show the good parts of the projects. For example, the features implemented were very complimented by the client. Delivered all the requested features, meanwhile the time given. For example, try to show your outcomes in a better way. Don't show if it was a total failure, because of course you had something good on the results of that project. Otherwise, you wouldn't like to post them on your profile, right, Rocio?
Sure. That's a useful tip. So we concentrate on metrics, like numbers, percentages. For example, in that example, we can see 700%, or it improved or it reduced costs by 50%, for example, or it improved, it made it faster, or you can say what your contributions did. And of course, if the project was a failure, as Joel well said, you can concentrate on something good that you did for the project. Or if you had a positive feedback from the client, you can say which features you implemented and they work pretty well. Like you can concentrate on the positive side.
And you can say eventually, for example, unfortunately, the project couldn't go on for external reasons. Unfortunately, the client opted to follow with other projects, but at the time it was good. As far as was possible, we did a great job and it was a success, something like this, right?
Sure. And of course, make sure to tag all the skills that you have used, to tag and mention the text. So these technologies are probably mentioned in the project description, and they are also tagged. Now let's go to a different game.
Yeah, that's actually, this is not the actual game, right? It was supposed to, but not. Yeah. We just have here an example of this that added a link to the project and also added a screenshot to the project, right? So this is a screenshot and this is the link as it will be shown to the client, right, Rocio?
Sure. In this case, both of them are right. Like you can add either screenshots or links or both, and they will add much more value to your projects, to your resume, because it's like a proof of what you did. So it is much easier for the client to see everything already in your profile. So he doesn't have to, like, he already has the link there. He can just click. And as we mentioned before, if you don't have a link, I mean, this field is not mandatory. The field add a link is not mandatory. So if you have the link, that's perfect. That's amazing. Make sure to include it. But if you don't write anything there, because everything that you write there, like private or I can't show this project, everything becomes a hyperlink. So it gets blue and it gets clickable, but then nothing happens. So
yes. It will just get our clients confused. They will try to click and what's going on. And if you don't write anything, it will just not show nothing to our clients. So don't worry. If you don't have a link, don't put nothing. Okay? And about the screenshots, please, the maximum screenshots that you must put is like 6 screenshots, nothing more than this. Don't put more, like 10 screenshots. And always about the project, okay? Don't put like a picture of yourself with your team working in the project. That's not nice, okay? Or a picture of you in a presentation presenting your project. No, not pictures, only screenshots of the project development, okay? Or the screenshot of the application in the App Store, the screenshot of the application in the Play Store, for example, okay? Things like this. Right, Rocio?
Sure, that's an amazing tip. Yes, 6 picture max, tops. 1 or 2 are enough.
Okay, next. Now we're going to talk about standardized resume. So what is this standardized resume? This is the step that we, the profile enhancement team, that we work on your profile. We get your profile standardized. As I said in the beginning of this presentation, we have this standard formattation that we expect and that we, as profile enhancement team, will edit your profile with the information that you gave to us in order to get them better, okay? So the profile enhancement team is making a stunning impact with your resume to our clients. We take care of making sure your resume fulfills our criteria and to tidy, Rocio, help me
to tidy up.
To tidy up everything according to the market demand, okay? Rocio, want to add something here?
Sure. So we make sure that the profiles all follow the standard and that they follow the same format, they're complete, and the format that is suitable for this market, for the US companies. So we follow English format, as we said, concentrating on the verbs and the bullet points and making sure everything is tidy to present that to the clients. So that's what we do, basically.
Exactly, because our platform, it works with an artificial intelligence mostly, and this artificial intelligence kind of filters some profiles if they are not counting in these criteria. And what can happen sometimes, we can have a very good professional in the platform, for example, with many important experiences and everything, but this professional didn't update accordingly the profile on the platform. So his profile will not be shown to our clients because he or she was not attentive to these details that we are sharing with you today. So if you guys pay attention to everything this and follow these tips, follow these recommendations, you might be like in front of others that are not so engaged like you. So because of your engaging to our platform, because you are attentive to our community events, to editing our profiles, you can get higher chances. So that's why we do all these presentations for you. Right, Rocio?
Sure. If we go to the next slide, we can see how the standard looks like what we need to have in our resumes in order to be the standard. And as Joao said, have increased our chances of getting matched. So it has to, a good profile, a standard profile has more than 500 words. So at least 500 words detailing your project and work experience. 3 hands-on projects, as we mentioned, 3 is our key number. Using the MCQ skills, so the technologies that you took the tests for, that you took the multiple choice quizzes. So mentioning those technologies in your projects. And a backup of at least 2 years of hands-on experience with the skills and 3 years of professional experience. Talking about professional experience, we recommend at least 3 years of professional experience so that you get more chances of getting matched. But of course, if you have less than 3 years of experience, you can still apply and complete your resume. And in that case, you can concentrate, try to concentrate a lot about the projects that you worked on, that like what you did and how you build your resume. So if you have less than 3 years of experience, it's okay. Just mention what you did. Try to get to 3 projects and try to mention 500 words. So it looks as complete as possible.
One information important for those who don't have like at least 3 years of experience, there's a small difference in the tips for the bio initially. If you have 1, 2, or less than 3 years of experience, don't mention these years of experience in the bio. Just say like software developer with demonstrated experience working with software development or working in the IT industry, something like this. Don't put like with 1 year of experience or with 2 years of experience, because we know that our clients prefer developers with more than 3 years. If we are a developer with less than 3 years, let's try to sell your profile to them without highlighting this information, because you might be a capable professional to work with them even with less than 3 years, okay?
Sure, and there are always some companies looking for junior developers, so make sure to also complete your resume. And as we already said, like try to mention as much as you can of your work experience so that you can increase your chances of getting matched.
Exactly. And this is saying about mention, you can see here in the notifications, and also what Rocio said, that 3 is the number for the profiles. When we ask you to mention 3 times the name of the project, it doesn't need necessarily to be inside the same project, okay? In the whole profile, counting the projects fields and the outcomes fields, you must mention at least 3 times the name of that highlighted skill. For example, here in this screenshot, we have mentioned React 3 times in the profile. So you must have React in the whole profile at least 3 times, okay?
Yes, that little box that is there, that is yellow at the moment in the picture, needs to get green so that your profile is complete. So when you go to your profile, you click on Finalize My Resume, which is the 3rd step. And there you can see if there are some actions required, like if you need to complete to add something, maybe you need to mention React one more time, how you used it. So you can see there what you need to do to complete your profile.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to find the exact field to edit, you can ever click to this pencil icon. Can you see the pencil icon here? When you click the pencil icon, it will automatically open the field that you must edit. It's pretty easy, okay?
Sure, let's continue.
So what clients see? What is the side of the client in this profile? We have this deep developer profile, which basically is your professional summary. It's your paper of selling your fish. How it will show the professional experience to our clients. Your technical skills tree will be here with the results of your tests and coding challenges and the years of experience of each one. Your profile picture, your name, your bio, all skills with your vetting on them, the years of experience on each one of them, all these informations you update. The stars here, they are updated based on the results you had on the tests, and the years of experience you update writing in the profile, okay?
Sure. So make sure to take many tests, like as many tests as possible, so that they are all shown in your profile and shown to the clients. And also make sure to study a bit for the test or actually do it consciously, because the results of your test will be shown there to the clients as well.
Exactly. And if you think that there is some skill shown here that you don't know, like I don't have any experience of this skill, I don't know why is it showing here, I don't even know and don't have interest in working with this experience, and you want to remove it from here, then you just reach out to our support team, okay? support@turing.com. You can send us an email or also go to your chat on Turing platform, on Turing site. We always have a chat icon where you can reach out to our support team and explain to them, I don't have this experience, please help to remove this. And then we internally can try to remove this experience from your profile and make sure you won't get matched with a client looking for this, okay? Okay, so here in the deep developer profile following, we also will have the soft skills vetted and the live coding challenge recording, the video, literally the video of your challenge when you solved it, it will be available to our profile, okay? Here you can see like kind of a graphic of these skills and showing your project impact, engineering excellence, communication, people, direction. This information is based on the tests that you did on the platform, okay?
Yes, amazing.
Go on, Rocio.
Okay, so what else will clients see? Of course, they will see your Turing resume, the projects that you've worked, what we have just been talking about. Like here we have Jarvis, for example, all the technologies and the outcome of the project, the activities, the screenshot, everything will be available to the client, as well as your education history and certifications. When you talk about your education, make sure to say which degree it is, if it's a bachelor's degree, a master's degree in computer science, for example, the university, and try not to mention secondary or high school education, because that is not relevant for our clients. So just concentrate on higher education. And again, we clarify that you write the name of the university or the institution as it is written in the original name, and not all in caps lock again. So not all capital letters, but just like the first letter and capital letter.
Yeah, you are right. Not all capital. We mostly see these when they are putting the informations about the education, like back engineer, computing engineer, all in capitals. No necessity for this, okay? Just like the first letter in capital and the rest as usual. Okay. A profile wizard's worst nightmare, do's and don'ts for the profile when you are creating your deep developer profile. But before moving on, we had a question here, Lekuba, asking, why is it not possible to see our vetting results? Well, Lekuba, this is defined for Turing policies. According to our clients, they prefer you not to have access to this information, to have the most accurate information, and don't eventually manipulate these. So it's kind of a test, it's kind of, no, it is a real test. So you need to prepare yourself before each test. And if you passed and you didn't pass, that's what matters. You don't need to be worried about how many percentage of accuracy of correct I had in this test, because it varies from client to client. Each criteria of each client for each role is different. So we don't want you to get stressed about 40% grade on test A or B, because this is not important in your vetting process, because it changes from client to client, For you, if you passed or if you didn't pass, and to the client, then we show, because sometimes we can have a client that it's looking someone to have at least 20% of passed or 30% or passed or stars in Python skill or in machine learning skill. So, we don't want you to be stressed thinking about your grade. We just want you to show if you passed or didn't pass. And this part, it's up to our clients to decide if your grade was good enough for what they are expecting, okay? It changes the requisites for each one. Am I clear with this, Rocio? What do you think?
Sure. Don't worry about the, just worry about, do worry about the test to actually do it consciously, as you all said, and just try to pass. And it's okay if you don't see how many, the percentages that you got. So yeah, it was pretty clear.
Good. And you can also retake your test after 3 months if you fail. The cool-off period is standard for Turing. Every test or challenge in the platform, it's the same period. You can't have this less time to retake a test. You must use this time to study more that skill, to improve that skill, and then come back with a bang. And then just go and pass this test at once. Okay, let's move on to our presentations here and show do's and don'ts when building your profile. Don't do this, guys. When we say mention at least 3 times the name of the skill, and you just put there like random words of the skill, Python, 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 Python. I'm working Python here because Turing platform asked me to write at least 3 times Python because Python is my favorite skill. No, that's not what I was saying when I said you must repeat at least 3 times the name of the skill. You always need to put context on it, right, Rocio?
Sure. All of these examples that we're going to show you are not invented. Like, they are really what we see in the profiles. So if you need to add, mention the skill, try to mention how you used it or the technologies you use for the project, not just add like repeat the word multiple times, because that doesn't look professional in the resume, and it will be shown to the client like.
Exactly. Remember, the client will read this, literally what you wrote. So, and of course, after our editions. But if you do this, just to say Python, 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 we need to delete everything and write on our words. And we want you to write on your words, okay? Okay. Add enough experience. Mention 3 times the name of the experience. That's what we were just saying. Next, when we have confidential projects, I worked for the United States Bank or the government of my country, and this is confidential, so I can't show you this information. Don't write things like this. Of course, we understand you had confidential, but it's not important for the client to know that you worked in a confidential project. So just write what you can. So these are examples of things that we have seen already. No screenshot. It's confidential and internal web app. It was a screenshot saying this. Just to add a screenshot, the person added a screenshot saying this. Sorry, but I can't give you the information about the projects from this company. Or a screenshot written confidential. Or project description and outcome saying many letters just to complete the 500 words counts. No, guys, come on, okay? We are not in the college.
Sure. As we mentioned before, there are many tips on how to tackle confidential information. You don't need to concentrate on sensitive information. And as we said, the links and screenshots are not mandatory. So if you cannot provide links or screenshots, you do not have to. Just leave that space blank. And so don't add this kind of texts because they will be deleted and they can't be shown like that to the client. Exactly. And concentrate on your activities, your experience, your hands-on tasks, roles in the project, and not that much about the project. So you can talk about the technologies that you used, if you build backend or front end of the.
And talking about the outcomes, you always have a way to explain the outcome in like a generic way. Sometimes you don't need to like expose the client. You can say, the client was very satisfied with this project. We had a great cost saving with this project. We increased the metrics. We attended the expectations of the client. It was delivered before the time estimated. Many ways to talk about the results without saying exactly that the company bought another company after my project. You're like, okay, this information might be confidential. Let's try to show this in a not confidential way. Okay, next. So please don't do this, guys. Okay, Nda Projects.
So that's just like a summary of what we just said, that you, with Nda Projects, you can focus on the kind of product that you develop. For example, if it was a mobile application, artificial intelligence, and the technologies that you use, of course, that's really important. And you don't have to mention any sensitive information or add screenshots or links. So that's just a summary of what we just said.
Good. Roles. Do hands-on roles. So add hands-on roles. For example, software developer, engineer, tech lead, team lead, researcher, professor. For example, don't do a role, for example, this passionate. Okay, it's cute that you are passionate. Like, for example, a person putting the experience in the freelancer experience. My role was passionate. I was working for passion. No, guys, just put like software developer, software engineer, tech lead, things like this, okay? If you are going to put like researcher or professor, maybe like tech researcher, tech professor, or engineer, computing engineer professor, computing engineer researcher. And professor and researcher are not the most attractive experiences for the clients, because rarely they are looking for researchers or professor. But if you think you had this experience and it's nice to tell because you developed something, like you developed a project inside, it's okay, you can add. It's not the best one to choose, but sometimes we understand that we have people and professionals with a very academic career, and sometimes they don't have much things to put. So that's why we put these informations here, okay? Because we want all you to be in the platform. And don'ts for this: assistant, CTO, founder, instructor, teacher, mentor. So these are not very good jobs to put in the profile. You can change the names of the jobs to something more attractive to our clients, right, Rocio?
Sure, you can concentrate on the role that you have for the project, for that specific project. So maybe your main role was like a teacher, but you built an application, so you worked as a software developer. So you can like concentrate on the role, on your hands-on role. Like if you build something, you can add your role and that project, for example. And
Exactly.
Also, when we have researcher and professor, I mean, they are acceptable, but try to mention only those roles if you have hands-on experience. Like if you were a professor, but during that time you also built something or you worked on a project, so that we have hands-on experience. And we mentioned technologies that we used.
Exactly. Very good. About the medias on the screenshots and the links, use links, functional links, okay? As we previously said, only valid links, not links that are not working anymore. And screenshots only of the project. Don't add screenshots like this one that was saying like a day of my life and different graphics about it. No, guys, we understand that sometimes it's only important to put like really screenshots of projects, okay? Instead of personal photos. Don't add personal photos, like we explained this before. Okay, so the takeouts and next steps about all that we talked today. Rocio.
Sure. That's just a summary. What when we take from this talk, from this presentation, focus on key 3 projects. Focus on the number 3. 3 projects, 3 technologies, at least 3 years of experience, desirable. And for the summary, 3 to 5 sentences. So mention technologies 3 times, 3 projects. Keep it professional, and your roles and contributions, and don't talk about personal information and hobbies or personal improvement. Talk about hands-on role, professional roles. Be generous with insights, how you help to drive success. So be generous when you write the outcome. I can imagine, I mean, that is really difficult to write an outcome sometimes, but try to be generous with that and write more than 1 sentence. So you can talk about metrics, as we said, numbers, percentages, what you improve. If the client was happy, if you successfully deliver the project, if it is an Google store or in Apple store, you can say that the project is live. It is an Apple store. How many downloads does it have?
It had thousands of users. It's being used. We are releasing updates currently. It has already received many updates. The application had a beta test to select users, and it was a great feedback from them. All of these informations can be used as outcomes, right, Rocio?
Sure. You want to answer that?
Yeah. And okay, Farha just asked something here. Let's see. I have around 2 years of experience in data science and artificial intelligence. Currently, I am unemployed. Now I'm learning new skills and implementing some self-learned projects. I am uploading them in my GitHub. Is there any way to demonstrate those projects also include that main 3 projects? If yes, how we can give company name title? If you have projects that you are doing by yourself, like freelance projects for your personal use or just to contribute with GitHub community, you can always add them in one only experience called freelancer experience. Okay, so you put the name of the role, software developer, the name of the company, freelancer experience, and then you add each project with the name of your project. For example, you're building a platform, you're building a website and a mobile application. You add the name of that application in the name of the project. So this is how you can add personal projects to your profile. Always put them together. Don't add many work experience as freelancer. Put one unique, for example, since 2015 to present, working as a freelancer experience, software developer in the company freelancer experience, in the project XYZ, okay? And this is important also. If you have many roles in the same company, always merge them in one only experience. The experience was in this company since then until today or until each date, and separate each role you had in that company in projects. For example, if you entered in a company in 2015 and you were working there until today, but you were like a junior developer, and then a developer level 1, and then a developer level 2, don't add them like separately. Put all of them together in one only experience with different projects. This is important as well, because this way you will better organize your experiences in the project. And there's something else that I wanted to add here to these informations, saying the takeouts. I forgot, but let's see. Keep it professional, your roles and contributions. Remember, to be professional, there is something that we always see when we are editing profiles that I need to highlight this. Remember to don't put like many phrases about the company that you worked for or the product, for example, slogan or marketing phrases. Sometimes we see things like, with this application, you will never need to use again the car because things will go to you. Like talking, like these phrases that usually marketing teams use to the clients to like promote the product, things like this. Remember, this profile is to talk about you as a professional to the client that wants to hire. You are not like promoting the product to the client because the client will use this. So never talk directly to the client saying like, you will never need to worry about this anymore because you have this application. No, guys, it's not the place for this, okay? This is work for the marketing of that company that you work for. You are here just talking about your activities, your contributions to this project. Am I clear with this, Rocio? Did you think that I could explain this feeling?
Sure. So let's just be clear on your contributions and don't just copy paste from the app description because us and also clients can see when you copy paste from marketing descriptions. So let's go to our final slide. So because I think we're running out of time. So this is just a slide to let you to know if you have any other questions. You can drop them in the chat, and otherwise we can finish this presentation for today.
Anyone has any questions here? I think Farha just came with some questions already. La Cuba. Anyone else want to add any question before we finish for today? What did you think about these tips? Were they useful? Hey, John, you're on stage with us now. What's up? How are you doing?
Hey, how are you doing, guys? I'm doing great, thank you. I got a electrical issue at home, so that's why I went late. I'm so sorry about that.
No, don't worry. I'm glad you came.
I got many of the information.
Nice.
Yeah, and I learned a lot in this half an hour I saw you.
Great to know. So if you that are from Turing learned a lot, I hope all these developers are here with us could also learn to boost their profiles and get each time closer to our clients, because we want to see these numbers increasing. I want higher developers. I want all of you working with our clients. That's what we want. That's why we do what we do.
So if you have any other questions, you can always contact our support team at support@turing.com. And you can also look at the guide that I just shared in the chat with a presentation on how to build your profile. It's basically the same as the one we just showed today.
Yeah, guys.
Sure, and I sent the same email as João right now. Sorry. So guys, support@turing.com is the way to get all the information. And getting this, what are we talking about right now? If you are ready If you did not finish your vetting process at Turing yet, check it out at Jumpstart. You know, we have a lot of Jumpstarts going on, and Jumpstart, who doesn't know yet, you can finish the 70 to 80% of the whole vetting process in 3 hours. And you have our specialists helping you, like Joel and Jose did right now. They are helping you with tips to go faster on the vetting process. So that's my tip for today. If I can give
It's a
some tips,
it's a
that's the
valuable
one.
tip. It's a valuable tip, John. Thank you, Rocio, for being with us. If you wanna leave, because I know you have another event now to be, right? So thank you for being with us, and thank you everybody to be here. Lekuba also asked just before we leave if we have any kind of one-on-one support for developers. Lekuba, we don't actually have these, but we always have this personalized approach. If you reach out to us on support, on chat, or even in our events here, in any other event, you can always DM us or send us messages in these chats. We will always do our best to help. But specifically to take a look at your profile, see what's going on, you can do this by reaching out to support in this email that we sent, or even on chat, okay? Because it's a live chat, you with the agent, and I was from support team. So all these informations that I brought for you here is information that the support team also knows and will also be able to help you in this process, okay? Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rocio. Thank you, John, and
So
thank you all developers.
you're welcome, Dan. Just a couple of things before we leave. First one is our forum. I leave the link over there at the chat. Visit our forum. We have a lot of contents over there, and you can contribute with our community too, and make some points and get some swags and prizes. Just that's a good one. And we really, really, really appreciate your feedback. If you can do click on the form I just put on the chat. If you put over there and check it out, it's less than a couple minutes, and we will help us a lot with new information. And João, I'm pretty sure you will love to have some feedbacks too, right?
Of course, of course. I will be glad to have all this feedback. So please make sure to enter in this link that John shared with us, and we will be happy to hear how can we even improve each time, each event that we do. All and so glad to see all these compliments here, Milton, Davidson. Thank you guys for this. Thank you for being present, and thank you for answering the feedback as well. We want to hear you. Okay. Thank you, John. Rocio just left us because she had another meeting, but she thanks all of you
Sure,
for being here
sure.
with us. And
I've
I
been
also
very
have,
busy, busy, busy.
yeah, I also have another meeting now, so I also am gonna leave you. Are you going to stay here a little
Okay,
bit more with the guys, John?
take care, my man.
Bye bye, bye bye, everyone.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, just a couple more seconds. Okay, thank you, Joel. Thank you very much. Just a couple of seconds to guys click the form link at the chat, and after that, I will close our webinar for today. Thank you very much, everybody, to be here, and check it out at community.turing.com for our other webinars. We have a lot of information for you guys. We have a ESL, English as Second Language. We have a lot of information, a lot of good webinars for you guys. And everybody have a great day, great afternoon, great night, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.